I mean, everything was set up as it should be, and it was just kind of a freak accident.
Now at 7 o'clock, a local firefighter is badly hurt while working to cut down this year's Christmas tree for the state capitol in Salem. The latest on her condition and what her friend is doing to help her out.
Plus, we are live at PDX this morning with a look at what you can expect if you plan to travel by plane this holiday season. We have more on that coming up at 7:30.
And we're also talking about a rising number of holiday scams. We're going to tell you about the partnership involving local law enforcement and the warning signs they say you should look out for. Sunrise, streaming live here at 7 o'clock, begins right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. It is a good Friday morning. We have two good men joining us for this Friday edition. Chris McGinnis on traffic, Rod Hill with your weather. Rod, what's that Friday forecast looking like?
Yeah, let's start off with the foggiest camera in terms of the fog has been really persistent and unchanging. And that's our camera in front of the state capitol, which you cannot see right now down in Salem, obviously. 38 is the temperature. Portland was quite foggy at times, but now that fog is completely gotten out of here. You see a little bit of movement. Looks like an east breeze moving the flag there along the river. Nice view of Mount Hood. So obviously good visibility once you get close to coming into Portland. We do have fog out in Washington County on the other side of the West Hills I've seen. 34 is the number out in Sandy. Battleground shares that. Hillsboro shares that. So it's a chilly morning. Most of us are, in fact, in the 30s. There's Almsville at 33. Roar and Canby, good morning to you, each at 37 degrees. So our bus stop, we do have a dense fog advisory. Now, clearly it's foggy really bad in some spots, other spots not at all. Sun up 718 this morning. Sunshine is coming here in the North Valley. Portland will get up to about 51 degrees about the time the kids get out of school. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. I can see some of those fog pockets out there. We'll take you out to, well, the west side, Highway 26 out near Cedar Hills Boulevard. That's right there at the lower right-hand part of your screen. Looks like it's lifted just a little bit from our last check, but in any event, it's there in some cases. Your I-5 drive from Clark County, 13 minutes now. Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Elsewhere, drive time still looking pretty good early on this Friday morning. I do want to really quickly head over to the Hollywood District. Guys, we are just getting word of some significant police activity at Northeast 42nd and Halsey. We're working to get more details on what's going on here, but that's a good area to avoid, Halsey near 42nd. Again, we hope to have more information for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. We are tracking breaking news this morning in Missouri. Our sister station in St. Louis is reporting that one person is dead after a shooting inside a terminal at Lambert International Airport. Police say that they were doing routine security checks around 1 o'clock this morning when they found a man holding a knife. Officers allegedly told the man to drop the knife, and when he refused, they used a stun gun on him. Police shot and killed the man when he kept advancing. No other injuries have been reported.
In local news this morning, a wildland firefighter is recovering after getting seriously hurt while helping to cut down this year's Christmas tree for the state capitol building in Salem.
It happened earlier this week, and we talked to one of her friends who called it a freak accident. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live with more details. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, China. Drew, that's right. Those who know Dana Turner say she specifically moved to Oregon because she loves the forest and she wanted to become a wildland firefighter. Now, on Monday, Turner was on the job with the Oregon Department of Forestry at the South Fork Forest Camp in Tillamook. That's when tragedy struck. She was working with a crew to cut down the Capitol Christmas tree for Salem. That's when a 70-foot noble fir struck her, crushing her femur, hitting her back, and injuring her face. Turner was life-flighted to a hospital where she had surgery and is now recovering.
They had an excavator out there to, keep the tree from smashing on the ground so that they could save all the branches. And they had, everything was set up as it should be. And it was just kind of a freak accident that the tree started twisting and just came at her.
Turner is expected to be released from the hospital in the next few days. According to her friend, a fundraiser has also been started to help her with medical expenses, including transportation to and from doctor's appointments. Back to you.
All right, Corey Johnson, obviously you're also at the airport this morning. Corey, I know you have holiday travel coverage for us coming up next half hour, so we'll see you then. In other local headlines, a house fire in rural Washington County left one person dead. Gaston Fire responded to the call in the Cherry Grove area. They say a neighbor tried to wake up the person who lived in the home but wasn't able to. After they got the fire under control, investigators found the victim inside. The cause remains under investigation.
Police say the cyclist is expected to survive after they were involved in a crash with a car on Barber Boulevard in southwest Portland. Last night, the northbound lanes near 19th Avenue were briefly shut down while crews responded to the scene. It's not clear what caused the crash, but police say the driver did stay at the scene.
Police arrested a man for allegedly threatening transit security guards in East Portland's Hazelwood neighborhood. Now, this is not the right video for that. This is about the Tualatin flipped car. So I'll tell you real quick, police did have to pull one person out of that vehicle. They said there were two people in the car at the time. One person got out on their own. Both were taken to the hospital. There's no word yet, though, any update on their condition.
Meantime, a jury has convicted a prolific Portland graffiti artist on 51 counts of criminal mischief. Last year, Portland police arrested Jacob Ramos after they launched investigations into the city's most frequent taggers. Authorities say the 45-year-old spray painted over murals and businesses across the city, causing thousands of dollars in damage.
And so the more reports that we get from the public, the better it will be for us to be able to build cases against these people, identify them, and bring them to justice.
Police say they found more than 60 cans of spray paint and 10 guns at his home, including ghost guns, which are untraceable. The jury also convicted Ramos in June on nearly 24 firearm charges. He'll be sentenced at a later date.
Local law enforcement is reminding people that the holiday season is also the season of scams.
Yeah, yesterday, dozens of seniors attended a workshop in Forest Grove to learn from police and experts from JP Morgan Chase about some of the warning signs to look out for. So here's some of their most important advice. Always be suspicious about any sort of call or message that requires urgency. Take a pause when dealing with unknown callers or messages, and be wary of things that sound too good to be true. And never give out your personal or financial information to anyone until they've confirmed that they are a trusted source. Forest Grove police say that the holidays can be particularly tricky.
A lot of fraud when it comes to online sales. People are clicking on discounts for 85% off on Walmart. That's not happening. But people will fall for phishing scams very frequently. We do see charity scams as well. People are a little bit more generous during the holidays, and scammers will take advantage of that.
So if you believe that you may have been the victim of a scam, immediately call the non-emergency line for your local police station. File a report, and if necessary, contact your bank.
The Rocky Butte Farmers Market is getting into the holiday spirit by bringing its annual holiday markets back to Northeast Portland. So the first one is coming up tomorrow between 10 and 2. There's a second one scheduled on December 20th. They're going to be held inside the People's Courts over on Northeast 82nd Avenue. Fresh local produce, handmade gifts, food demonstrations. They also say they'll have activities there for the kids. One other thing to keep in mind, this farmers market usually allows pets on a leash, but since these events are indoors, no pets allowed. There's more information at RockyButteMarket.com.
Time now is 7:08. Headed over to Rod Hill now for a beautiful look at that live view.
Yeah, look at that. I'm going to just show you the pretty cameras. The worst fog right now is down in Salem. And then also we've got a camera out at the Reserve Golf Club in Aloha. That looks really foggy this morning as well. But coming into Portland, the fog is gone for the most part into the city. You're looking at Jefferson and Three Sisters from our Timberline camera looking to the south. This is pretty from downtown Portland, the Pioneer Park building looking off to the east. So again, visibility is great in downtown. Another way to look at Mount Hood from the top of the Wells Fargo building. And if you are ready, here's the blue ribbon winner. There you go. Chehalem Tasting Room in Sherwood. Just gorgeous. Some shallow, really shallow fog pockets and some of the lower lying ravines around the hills. But Mount Hood in the center, partly cloudy skies up top. Really, really just a gorgeous shot. Temperature, let's see what it is. 39 degrees. Most of us are in the 30s out there this morning. I mentioned fog down in Salem and also out toward Hillsborough. Hillsborough is at 34. Wilsonville 37. Happy Valley, one of the warmer spots this morning, up in elevation at 40 degrees. 42 Silverton, 38 Salem, 39 down in Albany. There is a dense fog advisory out, and for fog from Salem down into Albany, Eugene, maybe a tough call to actually get out of all of the low clouds. So if you don't, you'll be in the 40s this afternoon. Kind of cloudy to partly sunny at times up around Astoria. Otherwise, after any morning fog, this is generally a partly cloudy day across our state. Big weekend because a lot of folks will start their Thanksgiving travel, right, for the holidays. 51 today, a repeat day tomorrow, 52. Clouds, showers come in Monday morning, so that's rain at times Sunday. Decreasing scattered showers we believe we will have into Monday. We're watching snow levels at pass level Monday morning. Unclear if there's enough moisture to produce any issues or not. Right now, really rainy the day before Thanksgiving. Lingering showers into Thanksgiving Day next Thursday. Back to you.
Rod, we've got breaking news in the Hollywood district. Portland Fire and Rescue just putting out on social media that they are treating a shooting victim at Northeast 42nd and Halsey. There's a pretty big police presence there as well. We've got photojournalist Eric Patterson heading to the scene. We're hoping to get more information here soon, but 42nd and Halsey is an area you're going to want to avoid again with an active police situation there. Meanwhile, back to our freeway drive. Inbound Sunset, again, tapping the brakes a bit, coming down the hill from the zoo. It's a bit foggy on the west side, but so far the drive times are in pretty good shape on that side of town. Fog's starting to lift a little bit. This is up near the Expo Center. I-5 southbound traffic on the left-hand side of your screen. That drive not in too bad a shape. Right now, it's clocking in at about 12 minutes to get you from Main Street south to the Fremont Bridge. China?
Thank you, Chris.
It's really special to be able to provide these services to families. We get really close with the families that we serve. There's a whole lot of joy here.
Still to come on Sunrise, how a local nonprofit is helping Portland families without housing start over, and what you can do to help make their holiday season a little brighter. Sunrise streaming live at 7 continues in 2 minutes.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Every year, the KGW Great Toy Drive partners with over 140 nonprofits to distribute your donations to local families. And this morning, we're highlighting one of those organizations.
Tim Gordon visited the folks at Path Home who help families out of homelessness and into permanent housing.
Path Home is a nonprofit that empowers homeless families with children to get back into housing and stay there.
Path Home operates out of this former church building on Southeast 92nd Avenue with several programs, from homeless prevention to getting homeless families the support they need to get back on track and into long-term affordable housing, serving 600 families, roughly 2,000 kids and parents every year.
The need these days is just extreme. Oregon has more unsheltered homeless families than any other state in the country, at a rate 14 times higher than the national average.
Brandy Tuck is the executive director of Path Home and has been since 2007. The nonprofit grew out of a family shelter that operated for a long time in Goose Hollow. The new location offers emergency shelter housing for 17 families right on the property.
It's really special to be able to provide these services to families. We get really close with the families that we serve. There's a whole lot of joy here.
Joy rises during challenging times. And in the season of giving, the KGW Great Toy Drive brightens lives at Path Home. It has been every holiday season for nearly 20 years.
The toys go directly to the kids who are staying in shelter, the homeless families with children. And it's just such a special opportunity for us year after year. I mean, so many parents tell us that they would not be able to do Christmas or Hanukkah for their kids if we didn't provide the toys for them. So it is a really meaningful and special experience for them. I often say you don't become homeless when you run out of money. You become homeless when you run out of relationships. And it's things like the KGW toy drive and all the people that are contributing toys that provide the relationships for these families.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.
Again, that is just one of the 140 plus nonprofits we work with each year to distribute your toy donations. One of the easiest ways to give is to give cash online. Let us do the toy shopping for you. So go to kgw.com/toy. You can hit that donate cash button there. Quick shout out this morning as well to Ziply Fiber. They've been our toy drive partners for the past several years, and this week they are donating a portion of all new internet installations to the toy drive. Last thing to mention here, our first collection event of the season is coming up tomorrow. You can drop off new unwrapped toys at the Hollywood Fred Meyer in Northeast Portland. We're going to have the Great Toy Drive Elves out there between 11 and 2 tomorrow.
Oh. All right, your time now is 7:16. We're taking a live look from our Timberline Skycam. It is absolutely breathtaking out there with some clouds and the sun shining on it. I don't know the technical terms, but that's what I'm going to call it.
No, the sun's shining on it. I think you hit it.
The sun is shining on the sky.
Yes.
On the mountain. Well, I thought you were referring to Jefferson. Well, then you're totally wrong. But if you're referring to Jefferson, you're exactly right.
Maybe I misread her. Maybe I'm the one who's wrong, Rod. Let's not place blame on China.
Let's not.
I think China was correct.
Thank you.
All right, here's a look at our satellite. We'll get you back to some sky cameras. There are two spots that are really foggy, and I'll show you those. We have some, this is why the sunrise is so beautiful this morning. These are mid to high level clouds kind of spilling across. So giving the sun something to illuminate and bounce off of, and the colors have been spectacular this morning. Futurecast shows a dry day. Some cloudiness up around Astoria. There's a cloud flow up in here, and maybe it does nip for fairly solid cloud cover up along our north coast. This is tomorrow. Tomorrow's a day just like today. Then here's the rain coming in Sunday morning, 6 o'clock. Now this throws that through and doesn't show much, but I mean, the way we look at things as forecasters, you would make the assumption there are scattered showers Sunday afternoon, scattered showers Sunday night, and scattered showers into Monday. So during those 2 days, Sunday and Monday, rain totals, this particular model is really consistent, anywhere from 0.2 to less than 1/2 inch of total rain, coast and valley. Now we're watching snow levels. Snow level Sunday morning with that first wave of moisture would be rain at pass level, snow level of 5,500 feet. They were down to 4,000 feet. That's government camp later in the day, maybe even below 3,000 feet into Monday morning. Now, if there are some decent shower bands that come through, there would be accumulating snow over the Cascade Passes Sunday night into Monday morning. Unclear if there's enough moisture to cause a mess with that or not, but obviously you'll want to check conditions. Again, that's Sunday p.m. into Monday morning before you travel. All right, pretty shot here. Again, some really beautiful colors thanks to the mid to high level clouds in the sky from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. Here's one of the really foggy spots. This is the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Loa. You can just barely see a sand bunker at the bottom of the screen. So that's really foggy. It's 38 degrees. It's been really foggy looking at our state capitol in front from the mall down in Salem. This is not wavered at all this morning. 38 is the temperature. But Portland was foggy when I came to work. Now it's not. This is the Portland Spirit Landing and Tilcomb Crossing. Again, the beautiful colors looking up over the south waterfront this morning. Temperatures 38 Portland, Salem, Eugene 37, Ben's freezing. Burns now down to 25 degrees. And here is the forecast for your Friday. All dry. The question is, will there be spots around Salem down to Corvallis and Albany that just stay cloudy all day? And if so, your highs would do well just to be in the mid-40s. We already are seeing some brightness in Portland, so we'll go on to have sunshine today, light winds, temperatures getting up into the low 50s, similar situations you just saw in Southwest Washington. Similar day tomorrow, 51 today, 52 tomorrow, another chilly night. The showers on Sunday, scattered showers, sun breaks on Monday, a dry Tuesday. Some of the modeling just loves an absolute rain out of a day on Wednesday. Snow levels right now look to be about 6,000 feet. That would be rain over Cascade Passes and then lingering showers into Thanksgiving Thursday. Here's Chris.
Rod, thank you for that. We've got breaking news in Northeast Portland's Hollywood district. This is a live picture now from photojournalist Eric Patterson on the scene here. Northeast 42nd and Halsey. You can see numerous police vehicles out here as well. This is right near Providence Medical Center. Halsey right now is shut down, and what we're seeing on social media from Portland Fire and Rescue is that they are actively treating a shooting victim at this location. So again, we're working to get more details on this, but in terms of your traffic impact, again, the ongoing shooting investigation has Northeast Halsey closed between 42nd and 43rd Avenue. We will bring more to you as soon as we have it right here on Sunrise. All right, back to the freeway drive. I-5 through North Portland, again, a little foggy, a little slow, but not bad. I mean, on any given Monday through Thursday, this would be considered a breeze. And so far, that southbound drive's not in too bad a shape. Drive times elsewhere in the freeway system. China and Drew, despite the fog, we're not doing so bad early on this Friday morning.
Thank you, Chris.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
President Trump accusing 6 Democrats of seditious behavior after they posted this video. Coming up, why those 6 Democrats say that they are now facing death threats. Sunrise continues after this.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I was disturbed, genuinely horrified to see President Trump call for members of Congress to be arrested for simply stating the fact that no one is above the law.
That is Washington Senator Patty Murray talking about the social media posts from President Trump that accused some Democrats in Congress of sedition. The president also said their behavior could be, quote, punishable by death.
This all stems from a video of some of those lawmakers encouraging members of the military not to follow what they called illegal orders. NBC's Alice Barr has more from Washington, D.C.
This morning, outrage after President Trump suggested 6 Democratic lawmakers could face execution for posting this video urging members of the military to disobey what they called illegal orders.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
The lawmakers, all veterans of the military or intelligence community, accusing the Trump administration of
pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
President Trump responding, quote, seditious behavior from traitors, lock them up, and seditious behavior punishable by death. He later reposted a comment from someone writing, hang them, George Washington would. By Thursday evening, one Democrat in the video, Senator Alyssa Slotkin, said she'd received close to 1,000 new threats and now has 24/7 security.
I'm worried about the safety of my staff, of my family, And obviously for myself.
Senator Mark Kelly, whose wife was nearly assassinated in 2011, voiced the same concerns while defending the lawmaker's message.
There is nothing more American than standing up for the Constitution. That's what we were doing.
Does the president want to execute members of Congress? No.
The White House saying the president has given no illegal orders and calling the Democrats' message dangerous.
The sanctity of our military rests on the chain of command. And if that chain of command is broken, it can lead to people getting killed. It can lead to chaos.
Growing fallout in a high-stakes war of words. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Federal transportation investigators gave an update on what caused a UPS cargo plane to crash earlier this month in Louisville, Kentucky. They released images that showed the left engine and the piece of equipment that held it to the plane's wing coming off during takeoff before it exploded. 3 pilots on board and 11 people on the ground all died. The National Transportation Safety Board is also drawing comparisons to a 1979 crash involving an American Airlines DC-10, which is a previous model of the same plane involved in this UPS cargo crash.
The similarity of the engine and pylon coming off the wing is too obvious just to ignore. But the details of how that happened, well, that's something the NTSB is going to be challenged with.
The Federal Aviation Administration has already grounded all types of the plane that crashed in Louisville as the investigation continues.
We are following breaking news right now. In just the last half hour, Portland police reporting a shooting in the Hollywood district at Northeast 42nd and Halsey. We're taking a live look at the scene right now. Very active right there. We don't know at this point how many people were hurt, but Portland Fire did say that they were on scene treating people with injuries. We will bring you more updates when we hear more. We'll be right back.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
We are coming up on 7:29 on this Friday morning, and we start with breaking news in Northeast Portland's Hollywood district. Photojournalist Eric Patterson on the scene of an ongoing shooting investigation. We're working to get more details on this, but as he pulls out here, you'll be able to see that Northeast Halsey right now is closed near 42nd Avenue. So that's an area that you're definitely going to want to avoid here over the next little while. Again, we hope to have much more for you coming up on Sunrise as we roll on. Fog, one of the stories on the roads this morning. I-5 through North Portland, not bad. Right now, it's about a 14-minute clip to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Rod?
And Chris, it's really become the mixed bag between no fog and just beautiful conditions with sun rising to dense fog areas. This has really improved. Good visibility now crossing the Columbia from the Springs at the waterfront. Looks like some frost on the fairway grass. This is up in Lewis River at Lewis River Golf Course up in Woodland, I meant to say. And there's downtown Portland now getting the sun kissing off of the cityscape. Temperature is 38, chilly out. Will be 46 at noon, a partly cloudy day moving forward for the Rose City, 50. We'll have a repeat day tomorrow. Rain is on track to arrive Sunday morning.
Thanks for joining us for the 7:30 half hour of the Sunrise Show. We're going to take a look at weather and traffic in just a minute.
But first, we have breaking news to tell you about. Just in the last half hour, Portland police reported a shooting in the Hollywood district at Northeast 42nd at Halsey. We are taking a live look at the scene right now. Very active, multiple police on scene right now. We don't know at this point how many people were hurt, but Portland Fire did say that they were on scene treating people with injuries. We do have a reporter headed to the scene right now. We will bring you more updates when we hear more. So let's hand it over to Chris McGinnis with a look at the...
Yeah, and guys, of course, that's a busy area through Northeast Halsey right now. You can see the police lines set up, and at this point, 42nd and Halsey is the area to avoid, and specifically Halsey is closed now at 42nd Avenue. So again, find an alternate route to get around this, maybe Broadway or down to the south of Interstate 84. We'll keep you posted on that throughout the morning for sure. Fog, one of the traffic stories this morning. It actually looks like it's lifting a little bit here up near the Expo Center, just as traffic gets a little bit busier. There's your southbound commute on the left-hand side of your screen. Right now we're looking at about 14 minutes to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Drive times elsewhere beginning to click upwards just a bit, just shy of 20 now to get you in from Troutdale. It's a lot better than yesterday, though, Rod. So far, no major freeway trouble out there just yet.
I remember that, 60 to almost 70 minutes of time yesterday on 84 coming into town. Here's the one spot that's been the most consistent in terms of dense fog. The state capitol is there. You just can't see it. This is Salem Live, of course. 38 degrees is the number. Downtown Portland was foggy a couple hours ago, but now no. You can see the clouds are low over the West Hills, but really a pretty morning. It's chilly, 38. Fog is also improving across the Columbia. That's a report out at PDX. 46 degrees at noon. Portland will be partly cloudy. We get up to about 50, 51, 52. Here's the afternoon map showing that it'll be 40s out east and the 50s here on the west side. Your complete forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Rod. This morning we're hearing from Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez after she broke from party lines last week, voting in favor of the bill that ended the government shutdown.
She was one of 6 members of Congress to break from the Democratic Party and vote in favor of the bill, ending the stalemate that came down to health care costs. During a one-on-one interview, KGW's Blair Best asked her why she voted yes, and here's some of that conversation.
How do you respond to critics who say by your voting in favor of the bill, you abandon the fight for affordable health care?
I was not here to, I don't view my job here as, winning a partisan argument. I view my job as fighting for the long view and the long work of Southwest Washington in its entirety. And that is, I think, a deeper loyalty than to just a partisan ideology.
What consequences should members of Congress face when government closures disrupt millions of lives?
Yeah, I'm on legislation that would say that members of Congress don't get paid. We have a penalization for not for a shutdown.
And you can hear more of their conversation anytime from the story streaming on KGW+.
The Federal Aviation Administration is giving $10,000 bonuses to air traffic controllers who worked throughout the government shutdown. But this money will only go to people with perfect attendance. So that means 776 of the nearly 20,000 air traffic controllers who had to work without pay during the shutdown are going to get that bonus. A number of controllers started calling out of work as the shutdown dragged on, with some saying they couldn't afford childcare or even the gas they needed to get to work. President Trump has also suggested that controllers who missed work should get some of their pay docked. But as of right now, FAA officials have not announced any plans to do that.
If you were holding out on getting a real ID, you may now have to pay an extra fee just to get through airport security. TSA is proposing an $18 fee for any passengers without a real ID. TSA says the fee would pay for the tech needed for travelers without a real ID to have their regular ID verified. Passports and in Washington, enhanced IDs can also be used as real IDs. The fee still needs to be approved, but the timing on that remains unclear.
The airport is about to get really busy as Thanksgiving travel takes off this weekend and continues to ramp up into early next week.
According to AAA, this year is expected to be the busiest for Thanksgiving travel ever. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson caught up with some passengers and people traveling through PDX this morning.
Well, we're quickly approaching what AAA says will be the most hectic days ahead of the Thanksgiving travel season, and that's Tuesday, November 25th and Wednesday, the 26th. Nearly 82 million people, including 1.1 million Oregonians, are expected to travel this year. Officials say it'll be the busiest year on record, with 1.6 million more people traveling compared to last year's numbers. Bend, Seattle, and Portland also sit among the top regional destinations for Thanksgiving travel. We talked to several families this morning who say their flights have actually been canceled days ahead of the busiest travel days for Thanksgiving, which has been quite a shock to them.
Our flight was canceled once, so we were supposed to leave last night, but today we got on and we're here. And I'm praying we don't get stuck in our connection city in Washington, D.C. That wouldn't be very fun. We want to go to Florida.
Some travelers we spoke with this morning here at PDX say they're still in the process of working to get their travel plans rescheduled due to those cancellations that they've experienced. Now, AAA also recommends that you get to the airport even earlier on those busy travel days, earlier than you would on a normal travel day for a typical flight, in order to give yourself enough time. Back to you.
All right, a couple of other stats here for you from Corey's report. There's about 1 million people in Oregon who are expected to travel through airports this year for Thanksgiving, and another 120,000 people will be traveling for the holiday on the roads.
Metro is now taking a step toward turning the management of key venues in Portland over to the city.
So this comes at a time when we know the city is already concerned about its budget. Portland has 5 performing arts centers that host symphonies, ballets, and other theater performances. We've got the Keller Auditorium, the Arlene Schnitzer Concert Hall, and the 3 theaters inside Antoinette Hatfield Hall. They currently employ about 500 people. All 5 are owned by the city of Portland, but they've been operated by Metro since the 1980s. The executive director of the 5 facilities says Metro has struggled to maintain them in recent years. She believes handing operations over to the city makes sense for the future of these venues.
And I really believe this is a step in the right direction, that moving this back over to the city will actually bring more security and stability to these venues.
We also heard from Portland City Councilor Jamie Dunphy, who told us that despite budget concerns this year, the city of Portland is positioning itself to better maintain all of its assets, including these 5 performing arts venues. If they can reach an agreement by the end of this year, there would be an 18-month transition period, paving the way for the city to take over operations in the summer of 2027.
The Portland Art Museum is welcoming people into its newly renovated space. After a decade of work, the Mark Rothko Pavilion is now officially open. The expansion adds nearly 100,000 square feet to the museum, creating new gallery space and a new main entrance. The project cost roughly $116 million and was almost entirely funded by private donors. To celebrate, you can check it out for free until Sunday.
All right, here's a look at consumer headlines this morning. OpenAI is giving teachers a new tool. ChatGPT for Teachers will be free for K-12 educators through June of 2027. The company says the tool creates lesson plans, saves prep time, and offers a safe space to use AI in the classroom. The company says right now 3 in 5 teachers already use an AI tool. Amazon is giving you more time to return gifts this holiday season. The company says for most items bought through December 31st, returns will be accepted through January 31st. Products must be in original or unused condition. There are some exceptions. Some products, including Apple, have an earlier deadline of January 15th. And the Superman comic just broke a world record. A near mint Superman #1 from 1939 sold for $9.1 million at auction. It's the highest price ever paid for a comic. A family in Northern California found this item in their late mother's attic. It had been sitting there unknowingly, and it just beat last year's $6 million Action Comics #1 sale. So there you go, guys. A $9 million comic book just sitting in Grandma's attic for all those years.
Thank you, Grams.
Here's the problem, right? At some point in our young childhood, once you get older, you've had your hands on something that was probably valuable. But you can't keep everything. You would be paying a fortune for, storage facilities.
That's true.
Did you collect baseball cards at all, Rod?
I did, yes.
And do you have any of those cards? I have none. I had them at one point. I have no idea where they're at.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, one of the cards I had early on, I would like to know if it was ever worth anything, is I think maybe it wasn't worth anything.
Was it a China Green rookie card?
It was that one. I had an early 60s Mantle card.
Oh, Mickey Mantle, yeah.
And, who knows? But good grief,
Mickey
right?
Mantle. Center fielder for the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
World Series winner many times over.
One of my faves. One of the greatest.
Best switch hitter back in his day, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Rod.
Well, then it was probably worth something. All right. Circular dense fog pattern out in Washington County. You can see it centered dense visibility, a quarter of a mile. Scott Poose is also reporting some bad fog. In Salem, the fog has just been really persistent. That's dense fog from Salem down I-5 through Albany, out toward perhaps Corvallis, and then also down into Eugene. No fog being reported at the coast. This is looking out from the Pioneer Park building over the square and Pioneer Place. Visibility was bad coming into downtown Portland briefly back in like the 5 o'clock hour this morning. And then since then, we've really seen improvement. It's still foggy out along the Columbia River where the observation's coming in from. 41 is the temperature there. We're generally still in the 30s. Battlegrounds at 35. Hillsborough 34, Forest Grove 35. That dense fog out in Washington County. The dense fog in Salem 38 and down into Albany 38 degrees. Bean and Sprout, hello, our pets of the day. The email address is singular, petoftheday@kgw.com. Send us the photo and the names and send us anything, and your pet or pets will be our pet or pets of the day. So Bean and Sprout this morning. All right, forecast map. A dry day today. Looking for maybe some thicker clouds up around Astoria, but generally once we get out of the fog, we'll be partly sunny. Now there is the possibility that the mid to South Valley, Salem, good morning, stays overcast today. And if so, you'll be in the 40s. I've got Portland up to 51. We're partly cloudy right now. Tomorrow's dry, Sunday showers. Fast forward to a rainy day before Thanksgiving, next Wednesday with a snow level of about 6,000 feet, lingering showers into Thanksgiving Day in 54. That's your update. Here's Chris.
Thank you for that. I want to get you back to that traffic alert and the breaking news in the Hollywood district. This is Northeast 42nd and Halsey. Photojournalist Eric Patterson on the scene. Portland police with an ongoing shooting investigation right now. We're working to get more details on victims and status and whatnot, but what I can tell you here as he pans over to the left is that you can see that Northeast Halsey right now is closed near 42nd Avenue. So that's an area that you're going to want to avoid here for the next little while for sure. A busy area right near a bunch of shopping centers and, of course, Providence Medical Center not far off to the east of that location. All right, let's get elsewhere on the freeway system this morning. Some road work. Actually, let me get back to that shot. Can I do that? Yeah. Hall Boulevard to Upper Boones Ferry Road. ODOT saying they're doing some pothole repair. That's the good news. The bad news is that southbound commute is going to be tied up between 99W and Tualatin for much of this morning as they continue to do that work. All right, back up to the north side of town, or excuse me, west side. I'll get my directions correct. There's the inbound Sunset. Not bad. Right now, the drive in from Hillsborough, about 15 minutes to get you in to the Vista Ridge Tunnel. Drew?
All right, thank you, Chris.
How many bats do you see in here?
I see 80.
80? That's actually really close. There's a little bit more. We have 100.
100 bats. That's right, 100 bats call the Oregon Zoo home. And we're hanging out there this morning for a brand new Drew at the Zoo to see what goes on inside the zoo's bat cave. That story coming up right after this quick break.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
All right, we are following breaking news right now. Portland police are investigating a shooting in the Hollywood district at Northeast 42nd and Halsey. We are taking a live look at the scene right now. You can see mobile command on scene. We don't know at this point how many people were hurt, but Portland Fire did say that they were treating people with injuries. We have a reporter headed to the scene right now, and we will bring you more updates when we learn more.
All right, this morning we're talking about the bats that call the Oregon Zoo home. Now, there's two different species of bat that live there. There's one of them right there. Whoa, close up there on the screen. Two different species of bats that call the zoo home, but you may be surprised by how many of each species actually live there. With that, we take off to the Bat Cave for a flying mammal edition of Drew at the Zoo. Today we're checking out an area at the zoo that's often overlooked by zoo guests, forgotten about, passed by, talking about the Bat Cave.
People just walk by, think it's like a little dark and smelly, and they just walk right by. But I think this is probably one of the coolest exhibits that we have. Our animals are always on exhibit, always out here living their lives. How many bats do you see in here?
I see 80.
80? That's actually really close. There's a little bit more. We have 100.
You heard that right. There are 100 bats that call the Oregon Zoo home. They represent two different species. There are 76 straw-colored fruit bats and 24 Rodriguez flying foxes.
So straws are from Africa, and then Rodriguez flying foxes come from a tiny, tiny island off the coast of Madagascar, actually, called Rodriguez. They were declining on their little small island of Rodriguez due to deforestation, and actually in 1979, a cyclone devastated that island, leaving around 100 bats left. And so different facilities stepped in and they started breeding the bats in different areas, and their numbers are now up into 20,000. And so the Oregon Zoo got to be a part of that breeding program. What are you doing?
So Roxy is the bat that seems super ultra comfortable being around you and being handled by you. How did that bat get so comfortable around humans?
So Roxy was actually hand reared. She was with her mom for about a month, but then her mom actually passed away, and so keepers had to take over the job of rearing her. We had to actually bottle feed her. So she really likes being by us. Every morning I come in and she's waiting up against the holding fence, just waiting to say hi, and we'll give her some snacks. And so it's really lucky that we're able to interact with a bat like that. So right now they're eating breakfast, melons, bananas, apples, cucumber, and peppers. People call them like flying rats. And I'm like, no, they're sky puppies. They're adorable. They're so sweet. And I really wish people knew how important bats were to the environment. And they're such amazing creatures. And they're the only flying mammal, so it makes them extra special.
So we've done a lot of these Drews at the zoos, right? And I don't think we'll ever forget that term, though. Sky puppies.
Sky puppies.
Describing the bats.
I love that.
I like the flying mammals. That's a good line, too. I never thought about it that way. Flying mammals.
Yeah, the only mammal that can actually fly, the bat. And you can just tell Hannah, who we interviewed there, so into her job. And that woman was so passionate. We could see it when we were watching her do her thing. And then obviously when she was talking to us, she loved talking about the bats. So you can check out the bats. You can also check out Zoo Lights, by the way. Zoo Lights starts tonight, run through the holidays. What that event needs, Rod, is some nice weather.
Nice, dry tonight, dry tomorrow evening, so that's good. A year ago, anybody remember Thanksgiving, what it was like? Anybody? Drew, you're really good at this, actually.
I was actually back in Philadelphia last
so you don't
Thanksgiving.
I have no idea what I did last
It was foggy, it was cloudy, it was 44 degrees. It was a cloudy, chilly day.
Okay.
But we were dry the day before, we were dry that Friday, we had mostly sunny skies and 48 that Saturday.
How did your turkey taste last year?
It was good. I'm good at the meat and potatoes stuff.
I know you are.
I'm the meat and potatoes chef in the house.
Okay.
Well, I am.
Okay.
Call my wife, she'll tell you. My mother cooked it, I've learned how to cook it. Here's a look at our satellite radar. You've got some clouds spilling down into Portland. It's mostly thin stuff. It's actually been one of the reasons our sunrise cameras have been so gorgeous this morning. We do have fog that's still dense across some Salem southward. And I think it's a flip of a coin as to whether you folks in Salem, you folks in Corvallis, clear out. If you don't, if you stay underneath the cloud deck all day, you'll be trapped in a calm wind, cold air pocket where temperatures will be low to mid 40s. But the rest of us will clear out. We do have fog in Washington County, Hillsborough, for example. You folks are going to clear out. Here's a similar setup tomorrow, and then we get you into the next rain. Here it comes. Boom. First thing. This shows up first thing Sunday morning. Other models show more like maybe 9:30 for arriving rain, but this one likes right off the bat. By 6 o'clock, it's raining. That's Sunday morning, and then that moves through. This shows very little scattered shower activity in the afternoon or night. I think it makes sense there will be some scattered shower activity Sunday afternoon and night into Monday morning. Rain totals for the 2-day period, most of this would be Sunday, show a couple tenths of an inch of rain to generally less than a half of an inch, both coast and valley. And of course, we're watching snow levels. I mean, this weekend, just like that, it's the first big travel weekend before the Thanksgiving holiday, right? So it starts off as rain over the Cascade Passes Sunday morning, and then we fall to 4,000 feet Cascade Pass level later in the day, maybe down to 2,500 feet Monday morning. But it's uncertain if there's enough moisture Sunday evening, night, Monday morning to cause any issues, but it will be colder, so we'll keep an eye on that for potential travel. Chehalem tasting room camera's been gorgeous this morning. There you see it. And there's the fog out over the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Aloha. There's some fog sitting in the West Hills, but otherwise sunny in downtown. Current temperature is 41. Here comes your 7-day forecast. 51 today, partly cloudy skies in Portland. Similar day tomorrow, the showers. 53 on Sunday. Right now, Tuesday looks dry. Wednesday looks super rainy. And then some lingering showers on Thanksgiving Day in 54. Here's Chris.
Rod, we're back after this breaking news and a traffic alert we've been following here in Northeast Portland's Hollywood District. You're looking live here from Northeast 42nd and Halsey. Photojournalist Eric Patterson on the scene here with his camera, ongoing with a shooting investigation here. We're working to get more details, but at this point, your traffic impact is that Northeast Halsey is closed at 42nd Avenue. So you're going to have to find a way to get around that. That's a busy area with the shopping centers and Providence Medical Center just off to the east of this location. So again, find an alternate route. Broadway would probably be a good bet for you right now. Back out into the St. John's neighborhood in North Portland, we're also hearing about a possible serious injury crash on North Lombard at Ida. This is a couple of blocks from Roosevelt High School and the Fred Meyer right there on Ida. So traffic really bunched up on Lombard at this point. Your freeway drive, not in too bad a shape. We're riding the brakes a little bit coming down the hill from the zoo into the tunnel, but Friday morning volume is typically lighter. The commute starts later, and right now the drive is in pretty good shape on the freeways. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Blair Best, and tonight at 6:30 on The Story, my one-on-one interview with the state's first ever chief privacy officer and AI strategist. Catch highlights from my sit-down with Nick Blosser tonight live at 6:30 on KGW or anytime on our TV app, KGW+. Have a great morning, and I'll see you tonight.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
We are following breaking news right now in Northeast Portland's Hollywood neighborhood.
Portland police are investigating a shooting that happened there within the last hour, and in just the last 15 minutes, we've learned that 2 people have been hurt. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live there right now with more on what we know so far. Corey?
Drew, China, what we know right now, as you just mentioned, PPP just confirming that 2 people have been shot following a shooting. Now, they also confirmed it did not happen inside of any business and no arrests have been made. Taking a look at the scene right now, multiple emergency officials still here and arriving on the scene. We also just saw a mobile command unit arrive on the scene within the last 10 minutes or so. Other units, as you see right now, pulling in at this time. Now, we don't know exactly what led up to the shooting, but according to officials, we know the incident happened just after 7 this morning. We're currently along Northeast Halsey Street at the intersection of 42nd Avenue. Right now, Halsey Street is closed between Northeast 42nd and 43rd. Portland Fire also posted on X that they were on the scene treating injuries before at least one person was sent to the hospital. Multiple people frequent this area in terms of walking, getting to their early work commutes. They've been ushered around this area because, again, it is closed off, but multiple emergency officials still on the scene. Now, we also saw an ambulance treating people back in this driveway area where the mobile command unit is currently placed. So we're still working to learn more details. And as we learn more details, as we hear from emergency officials, we'll continue to keep you updated on the shooting investigation.
All right, Corey Johnson live for us this morning there in Northeast Portland. The 8 o'clock hour of the Sunrise Show is coming up in just a few minutes. Stay where you're at. We'll have more on that breaking news. Of course, we'll also have Rod Hill's weekend forecast. All that starts up at the top of the hour.